Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to PlayStation Gaming League, otherwise known as PSGL, and welcome tonight to Formula 10, where we will be starting the PSGL season here in this division. We only have two tiers on the PlayStation side anyway, F11, which is midway through the race at the moment, coming towards its final few laps, and then obviously we have F10 here tonight as well. And obviously, if you weren't aware, PlayStation Gaming League or PSGL also do have now an Xbox League, which is XBGL. No surprise right there, but well, let's just get this started then, shall we? My name is Sam. I am the commentator for tonight and hopefully for the rest of the season. I was supposed to be joined by Callum Anderson for the season. However, he's had to pull out, unfortunately, which isn't too much of a worry. I'm pretty sure you all don't mind me doing comms by myself for the season. However, I have most certainly been wrong before. I've got a little bit of an issue there. Is that just... Aha, there we go. I do not know what on earth is going on with my spectator. It seems to be very, very clunky at the moment, but it should just be fine. I'm looking at the wrong Alpha Tauri here. Jack Tyler is the first driver who got out of the pit lane. He's on the medium tyres. He will be the one to take us a tour around this circuit. Excuse me, I will not know turn names for this track specifically. This track obviously doesn't really have any, does it? It's just really corners for the majority of them. However, let's go on a lap with Jack Tyler, the F5 champion a couple of seasons back, here in F10, looking to become champion again into turn 1, then takes a little bit of a... Well, initially he looked like to be taking a bit more of a centre line, but anyway, through turn 2 then, DRS open, coming down to turn 3, brake where the black box is, that is where you want to brake. Does he get it turned in time? Yes, he does. Well done there through turn 4 now, and coming through turn 5. Very sharp right-hander. He's made it through very nicely. Turn 6, look where the cut is on the side. Just after there, and there you go. Get onto the exit, get onto the throttle, nice and easy through this section through turn 8. And now you get on towards turn 9. Now again, look for the cut in the side. That's whereabouts you should be braking. Through there, through turn 10 as well. Now through sector 2 now towards the end, through the split. What's it going to be? It's going to be into 48.8. Now through the S section, very tricky to get a good lap through here. Be careful not to spin on the exit. DRS open then, onto this next straight, down to turn 13 then, braking fairly lately on the exit, get on the apex. Nicely done right there. This one hit the inside apex like he does, and the outside one. Nicely done right there. The last two corners of this lap, very tricky to get on the traction very early. I think he's done it pretty well though. Getting that inside apex, not really reaching the outside apex there, but I'm sure that's fine. And initially on the medium tyres, that's a fairly decent lap there from Jack Tyler, and that's going to be one to beat throughout this session, because we know he's on the medium tyres, and he's already beaten special, how many numbers that is, 2002 68-0, who is on the soft tyres, so he'll have to go again. But that's a really good lap from Jack Tyler on those medium tyres, and I think he'll be pretty proud of that one. James Dovey, he's not the latest on track, but let's be honest with you, we're not going to be seeing too many, well, I wouldn't have thought too many blockbuster lap times this early on, but James he's invalidated. Well, this is literally music to my ears. If you see an invalidation, we're not watching you no more. Mayor Kieran comes across the line, may have got a little bit of slipstream there from Track Formula, not sure if it was obviously given from Track Formula or whether it's just the fact that, you know, they've gone one by one or something, but interesting there. He goes into third place. What about Alpha? Alpha's just started this lap, so this is going to be interesting on board with the soft tyres. This is where the limit should be in this tier in terms of, well, obviously because the tyres and everything, but we don't know how quick Alpha is compared to these guys in this tier. Still, no, Jack Tyler is the quickest medium runner by quite a fair distance there. Poggle with 23.6 there, so Jack Tyler over 2 seconds quicker. Now this is interesting. We're not allowed to slipstream in PSGL. I do not know what Track Formula's doing to his teammate there. Bit silly stuff there between those two, but think he may have just forgot because he did get out of the way in the end. However, Alpha's still on his lap. Obviously got hindered a little bit by that. He's still on a 48.9, so that's actually slower, if I am correct, than Jack Tyler on the mediums, but I'm not surprised as he was held up quite heavily through that second sector. As now he comes into sector 3, the final few corners then. And let's see what the Ferrari driver can do for his initial lap. This will make half the grid done with their lap times. Everyone has set a lap in the top 9, now just about to be the top 10. And it's a 21-1, and I'm not surprised. He will find time. I'm almost certain of that. He will find time somewhere in that sector 2, most certainly, where he was held up quite a lot. The race winner of the pre-season race, and arguably a surprise race winner, was the Renault driver of Warren Haug. And I say surprise, not a big surprise. Obviously, because it's pre-season. I don't know many of these guys' pace. I'm sure you guys have a bit of a restricted knowledge. However, he wasn't set to win this race, but a late safety car really benefited his strategy and obviously flew away in the end. But here he comes, the Renault driver, and well, doesn't want to be doing that, does he? This season too often. Obviously, you don't want to be too high on your heels on the pre-season win, because not always pre-season determines where you're going to be in the season. If not never, it determines where you may be in the season. I mean, at the end of the day, certain people in certain tiers may have won races last season in pre-season, and well, they didn't really go on to do much in the actual thing. Gerbier, I've never really heard of him before, but he's racing tonight. I believe he's in the Racing Point, but I believe he is a full-time driver tonight, and on the soft tyres then. So still yet to set a lap, and this is probably his second run by now, so he's probably invalidated his first run, but he is going pretty well on his lap at the moment. I may have got that wrong, but I don't know what his first and second sector was like. But it does look like a good lap, and he looks fairly decent through the sector 3. Have we got a contender? No, we probably haven't. He's dipped his wheel into the grass, and as soon as I say something like that, something happens to their lap, and well, there is a pure example of it. But where's he going to be then? And yeah, loads of time probably to be made in that final sector. Went well wide there on to the gravel. I'm not surprised that he's ended up in a very low position. Doogie Aframan. Now, he was actually in a lot of action, to be honest, in the pre-season race. Didn't particularly do much, I'm going to be honest, but he was definitely in a lot of action. I wonder how he'll do today, you know. In the Alfa Romeo, obviously for the season, and I suppose he put in a good performance. And hopefully, Doogie Aframan can put in a good performance here in Australia. And this is a track that isn't particularly difficult, but it's not a track that people particularly like. So let's just find out, see what Doogie can do. And that McLaren has stopped on track. That is James Dovey. He has I'm sure he's invalidated that. I'm sure he wouldn't have stopped because he was on a flying lap. Let's look at Doogie. Good section there, I suppose. A little bit funny on the exit, but now through to sector 3 then. And he's hitting the curve very nicely there. Well done from the Alfa Romeo driver. Let's see how he goes through the final 2 corners. Again, I said this, the traction, very difficult to get on board with. He's done it just fine. Out of the final corner, DRS open. What time is it going to be? Is it going to be challenging the leaders? No, it will not. And that puts him up to 9th, in fact. But seems to be, not just in this tier, because we saw in F11 as well, there seems to be quite a fair big gap between the top guys and the back markers at the moment. I'm going to assume that at the moment Gerbier is the slowest. However, I do know that he did make a mistake, so bear with me on that one. But in F11, I believe most people were setting mid-21s in that, and the pole time there was a 19.7. Here the pole time is a 19.9, so we're still yet to see a better lap than the F11 pole sitter. However, we just don't know yet, do we? anything can happen. But it's a good start from the Williams crew in first and second there. I've just noticed that. YouTube Marion, this is what Aero has said to me, alright? This is what Shazoo Aero has said to me. I probably pronounced that terribly, and he'll probably be laughing in the chat eventually about it, but I think his name is Marion. I think I'm saying that right. If there's any Dutch person in the chat, can you please let me know if I'm saying that roughly correct? But yeah, that is the pole sitter of the first race. Didn't win, not the first race, the pre-season race, and arguably was by far the quickest in the pre-season race, I must say. But in the race, he made a big mistake, went into the back of Jack Tyler, went for a move down the inside of turn 1, didn't work, hit the back of him, ruined Jack Tyler's race, ruined his race, and, well, surprisingly, he kind of gets away scot-free, but that's just down to the fact that it was pre-season, really. Obviously, drivers will be pushing a lot more, I suppose, or not pushing, but they wouldn't exactly be friendly. They wouldn't be a bit more cautious, sort of like they are now. But anyway, Riker now coming towards the line. What's he going to set? He's going to set a 20.9 there. Pretty good drive from the Mercedes driver. Into 6th place he goes. Race winner from last week. Not set a lap just yet, or an official lap, I would say, just yet. He's looking pretty good. How's he through sector 1? He's a tiny bit down. I'll stick with him. I'm certain he isn't setting 31s. Surely that's not possible. If you're a league racer, you should be in the 30s. Obviously, without mistakes, that is. But through sector 2, I just want to know where he's bottled up, where he's muddled up. Oh, it's not through sector 2, so he must have muddled up big time through this sector then. And I'm wondering if he did have a little bit of a moment there, but he hasn't this lap. Who knows then? Into this corner, into sector 3 then. Very tight section here, few corners, 90 degrees really through here. He's finding it quite difficult there, a little bit of grass on that right tyre once again as well. So he's going quite deep into the corners, looking to get on the throttle very early. And very ambitious, and I tell you what, he's kind of improved on this one compared to last time. What's it going to be? It's a 20.8, that puts him up to 6th place. So good start from him. Still the pole sitter at the moment, TTG, Dende 09, and Marion in 2nd, Davey in 3rd, Stiggy 4th, and Kieran in 5th. So right now for the Haas and the Williams crew, they would be loving it. And I'm sure soon, well, I said I'm sure soon, but that's not going to happen because I've just noticed Jack Tyler actually isn't even in this session anymore. He's been, well, he's not been knocked out, but he's kind of ruined it really for himself. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing more of Jack Tyler. And he went to set it on the mediums, and it just did not work, which is fair, unfortunate. Special has invalidated then. What about James? He's just come across the line, in fact. He's gone 11th. McLaren in 9th and 11th. Hugo is a reserve, so only really one McLaren in play here tonight. As we still just wait. James has said in the chat that there's rain in the race. I don't know if that's the whole race or whether that's just a part of the race, but I mean, let's be honest. Rain's rain. We'll have to deal with it. I don't know how good or how bad it may make the racing, but we'll just have to find out. Current pole sitter Denley then with a 19.9. Not quick enough for F11's pole position driver. I can't remember who got that, so apologies. I wasn't really watching the F11 stream, and Orion said just the first part of the race is rain. Can you just correct me? Am I saying that name right or roughly right? Please, because I don't really want to look like a complete mug. Really. I'm hoping I'm not far off at least, because you know it sounds like a very difficult name to say, to be honest. Anyway, Hugo Walsh has invalidated. I'm trying to look for someone who has not invalidated. He's into the pits now, so everyone's in except from the current pole sitter Dende, and he's up. Wow, he's up by 4 tenths here. He knows he can go quicker. Oh, no. Dende, he knew he was up. He was much quicker there. He was almost half a second up there. So Dende obviously looking to have the pace. I wonder if he will head into the pits just to try and set on those last soft tyres. I don't know if he has a last set of softs, and he will come into the pits. Don't bottle it there. I mean, he was one of the big bottlers of the pre-season race, I have to be honest. And well, it was not too great to see. As a George Russell fan myself, I was quite aggravated by it, but you know, at the end of the day, George Russell is different to Dende. And one now has a Mercedes seat, the other one at the moment does not. So that is what the fortune is. I'm sorry, I'm really excited for this weekend, and you know, it's unsurprising, isn't it? Anyway, Kieran on a lap then. He's going through sector 1. Be careful, Davey W there. Rather late pushed in there. Kieran a little bit flaky through that moment, through that bit, but he seems alright at the moment. 2 attempts up through the first sector. He seems pretty comfortable then with that first sector. What about the second one? And he's braking rather late into that corner. Definitely making it through though. Good work from there. Very good exit, to be honest with you. Now coming through sector 2. What is the split going to be? Is he going to be up? Is he going to be down? He's going to be up by around 2 attempts, just under it. What about the S section? Has he done that well? He's got a bit of the curb there. Could have taken that more aggressively. Dino and Warren having to back out there, obviously, of course. They're on their outlaps. But Kieran is going to be really the first to cross the line. He can go again. I doubt he will. But here comes Kieran then. Coming through the final 2 corners of this track. And 2 very tricky corners as he looks to hit the apex on the outside there. It's looking like a fairly decent lap for Kieran, but I don't think it's enough for pole. It's enough for 4th. It's a good lap there from the young Brit there in the Haas. Marion then on a lap. He's in 2nd at the moment. And obviously Dende on an out lap. Is Dende going to make it, is the question. I don't think Dende's going to make it, so it's going to be very close. We'll have to wait and see for Dende. I don't think he's going to make it, though. I don't think he's got enough time to make it to another lap. What about Marion then? Where is he? He's through sector 2 right now. He took a very interesting line there through there, but is he up? Oh, he's down by 3 tenths there, so it doesn't look like Marion is going to be beating his lap anytime soon. Is Dende going to make it? He is rushing to the line to get there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds to go. He starts his lap then. We'll go back on board in a minute. Is Mera still... Sorry, not Mera, Marion. I need to get used to that, of course. Is he still down? Is he up? I think he's down on his lap time, so I don't think he will be improving anytime soon. Let's see him cross the line then. And yep, he's down by his time. This is a good opportunity for Davey. No, it's not. Stiggy is a good opportunity for... Is he up? Is he down? He's up. He's up by 4 attempts. He's on for pole position here. Don't invalidate. This actually looks like a fairly decent lap for Stiggy. Got a good amount of potential here as it goes through now through sector 3. Let's see. Is Stiggy can put it on pole position. This sector 3 looks very wavy at the moment. It's very hard to say whether he's up or down on this sector 3 split alone. He hit the curb quite aggressively there for the second to last corner. Out of the last corner. Didn't invalidate. That is good. Has he got pole position? You betcha he has. What about Dende then? He's 4 tenths up here through the final 2 corners. And Trap Formula, get out of the way. You're going to be ruining the lap of the pole sitter potentially. Has that ruined 10 days lap? Has he not got pole? Here's the question. Did he get pole in the end? Yes, he does. He gets pole by around a tenth there. But Trap Formula, I must say, got a little bit in the way at the end there. And, well, that's not the first time he got in the way. And that'll be a bit of a concern for the Ferrari team. But Dende gets pole position here tonight with a 19.7. So very, well, pretty much identical to the F11 pole time. It must show these tiers are very, very close. Stiggy gets 2nd place in the end. A good result from him. Marion in 3rd. Davey W in 4th place. And Kieran, who had the opportunity to take it a little bit higher than that, he gets 5th place. So that is your top 5. Race winner from the pre-season race, Warren, is in 7th. So interested to see how he does in the race. James Dovey came out of nowhere to finish 6th. I didn't notice him. Riker in 8th. Trap Formula hitting it into 9th. Hugo Walsh into 10th. Yaigamau 11th. Alpha F1 12th. Puggle 13th. Special 14th. Jack Tyler, after setting a good time on the mediums that had a lot of potential, but obviously crashing on the mediums as well, he starts 15th. Doogie Afroman in 16th. Gerber 17th. Crown Plays 18th. Black Phoenix F11 champion 19th. On the Red Bulls 1 and 2 in the championship of F11 last year stand 19th and 20th on the grid, with it all to do. So we will just wait now for us to get back underway for race action in the race. It will take a little while for it to load in, and as you can see, it is raining, like James said, but Marion says it's only going to be the first part that's going to have rain. So interesting for the strategy here. Are we going to see someone make the wrong call when it becomes dry eventually, or if it becomes dry? Because sometimes the track never dries up. But if it is only the first part of the race, I'm sure that won't be the case. But yeah, if you just tuned in, Dende has pole position here for tonight. And ironically, it was him who said also that he will not be seeing me in... he would not be seeing me in the podium interviews after the race. And, well, he's got pole position, so that's a good start. But, I mean, for Williams, it's a brilliant start to the season, really. 1st and 4th, and a good start for Haas as well. Marion, though, is not in the Haas. He is a reserve, so for Kieran, it's a good start. But for Stiggy, I'm pretty sure he'd be happy with that. He is starting in 2nd place on the front row, sharing it with Dende then. And so the Alpha Tauri, it could have been really an Alpha Tauri 1-3 here. Jack Tyler's medium lap looked very promising before he binned it in the wall on that same set. So, well, unfortunate for him, but I mean, that's his mistake, isn't it? Dende then on pole position, but we have seen him bottle in the race. He was fairly quick in qualifying a week ago, but he bottled in the race. That is the main question. Can he convert pole into a win here? Very wet conditions. He's gone way far ahead of everyone else. This is probably not the best thing to do for the Williams driver. Is he just now about to back everyone up? Because he's miles ahead of everyone. As people who's literally just going through turn 8 at the moment, and he is literally coming towards the final few corners. I really don't understand his and perhaps Stiggy's strategy as well. Marion is he's backing up his own side of the grid. He's just warming up his tyres, all spinning around. So don't spin the car completely, please. We don't want to see any sort of moments like that. But I mean, I don't really know what Dende or Stiggy's plan is here. It's, in my opinion, was not probably the best thing to do, since there are people miles behind still waiting to go. And for some reason, Alpha... Why is Alpha in 20th? Did he pick up a penalty or something? He must have done. I didn't notice it. You didn't notice it. Well, I don't think you noticed it. Well, a lot of people getting disqualifications from the formation lap in the end there, so huge drama going on near the back. But we still just wait for all the guys to line up here to get ready for this Australian Grand Prix, round 1 of season 27 in PSGL for F10 here tonight. We have Dende on pole, Stiggy 2nd, Marion in 3rd, Davey 4th, and Kieran in 5th. Who's going to be leading down to turn 1? Is it going to be your pole sitter? Is it going to be Stiggy? We'll have to wait and find out then. So just wait for the lights to come on. Here they are. We have 5 red lights for this Australian Grand Prix. They have gone out. Who's got the best star of the bunch then? I think it is Dende who gets a really good start away. Kieran, it says up to second. We obviously know that's probably not true. There is a Haas into, well, it was a Haas into second. It's not Kieran though. Kieran has in fact fallen back. He's struggling like mad at the moment. There's a car at the back. That is the champion of F11, Black Phoenix, who has gone off there. There's another car as well. I think that's Yigamal, who's also headed off. First place, Dende, who is second. It is a Haas. It must be Marion then in second. Hopefully that will fix itself in a minute. Oh my goodness, it's got even worse. Marion is second. I think that's Davey then in third. Stiggy's fallen back quite a fair bit into 4th place then. Warren up to 5th. So good start from Warren as well. Great start from him. And Kieran fallen back a ton. Jack Tyler up to 9th. Good start from him, and he's going to be looking for a move down the inside. I don't think that was really the best option, but Jack Tyler knows what he's doing. He is one of the quickest drivers on this grid, as shown by the last 2 weeks. But Hugo gets the position from him, and Jack Tyler... Oh my goodness, that was a bit of lag there. I don't think he's actually spun the car. Well, that was a bit hectic, weren't it? Let's be honest. But Jack Tyler looking for a move then on Hugo Walsh down the inside. Again, a little bit late lunge, but he looks to be going fine. But he's just, when he does these moves, he just goes backwards though. He needs to stop taking those serious risks. Dende then is a second clear of Marion at the lead of this race. I will just fix that now. There we go. So Dende in the lead of this race by over a second now already. Stiggy's fell back quite a lot. That is Trap Formula. That is Doogie Afroman. That's a virtual safety car. I don't know what's happened there, but both guys are out of this race, and Trap Formula is the host. I hope he doesn't leave, and he shouldn't leave. Kryptonite saying, hoi hoi. Hello, Kryptonite. I mean, you know, that is such an iconic way of saying hello now these days. But yeah, Dende in the lead of this race, but we have a virtual safety car. So let's have a quick look then at who are the biggest movers, who are the biggest winners and losers in this race. It looks like Dino is the biggest gainer there, 7 positions up, and he is closing in on Poggle as well ahead of him. So we will make sure we have a look at Dino, so he's one to watch at the moment, making up a lot of positions. Jack Tyler up 4 positions. Kieran down 3 positions. He had an awful start, and obviously got, I'm assuming he just got pushed off the track there in turn 1 and turn 2, squeezed away, and well, he is not really competing for much in this race anymore. Looking, well, at the moment anyway, looking further back, it looks like Hugo Walsh is fair close to Jack Tyler. Jack Tyler, in fact, quite close to Kieran as well, but no one's going for any moves. Perhaps Poggle? No. He's just going to sit behind. Very difficult conditions to overtake. Very difficult track to overtake this, the Albert Park circuit here in Melbourne, Australia. And obviously we'll see probably a lot of these sort of things in this race, where we've got a few trains. We can't say a DRS train, obviously, because no driver will have DRS in these conditions. But at the moment, no one particularly looking for any moves at the moment here. This is the closest battle, though, on the track that we do have. Dende holding quite well in the lead, and Hugo's made a mistake and easily exposed there from Poggle. Poggle takes the position. Warren is taking a position, and that's Davey off the track. So Davey's fallen way back now. He's down to 9th, so he's even behind the likes of Kieran and Jack Tyler there. So Poggle is now going to come out as well. Davey looks all over the place. Has he made a mistake, or has he just, you know, wet conditions, got too much of the turn in, and yeah, who knows. But Hugo Walsh now has fallen back dramatically here, and Trap spun in front of me. Absolutely typical. Well, that's really, really unfortunate for you, Doogie. Very unfortunate start, really, to your race. And, well, Trap Formula, you can't really stop spinning. It's bad conditions, let's be honest. And Hugo's all over the place. He's making another mistake. He's off the track again. He's down at more positions. Must Be careful rejoining the track. He's fine anyway because he's towards the back. Kieran's just been overtaken by Jack Tyler, then up to 7th place now. He's had a good start. Dino's had a really good start as well into 11th place. No real battles going on. Callum is not here tonight, Kryptonite, unfortunately, and I don't think he will be here for the rest of the season unless he changes his mind. Unfortunately, you'd have to really dig that one out with him, if I'm honest, if you want to really see him back in the comms box. Anyway, Davey struggling on those intermediates anyway. And look at Poggle. He is closing in. Is he going to send for a move? He was looking about, he's thinking about it, but just not close enough. Anyway, so a lot of gaps now starting to form here on lap 4. We've still got a few battles going on, including this one. Looking further back, Crow Plays looks to be fair close, but again, we can't really see overtaking in here. Is he going to set himself up nicely? Gerbier all over the place, hitting the grass almost every corner there. And look at this, Crown Plays, hitting the back. Has he got any wing damage? Oh, I don't know. It's quite hard to see from that angle. Yes, he has. He's got wing damage. He's most likely going to fall back a few positions. And, well, this is sort of like a trend we've been seeing all along at the moment this season. A lot of wind damage, a lot of aggressive battling. Speaking about aggressive battling, look at Poggle. He's right on the back of Davey W. Is he going to concede another position, the Williams driver? He's had a treacherous race so far. And, well, he's defended quite well there from Poggle. Poggle didn't think too much of it, and he's fallen back a fair bit. He's got Dino behind him, and again, I'd like to praise Dino's start. Dino has had a pretty good start here into 11th from the back row of the grid. As he looks to close in on Poggle, he's made a small mistake out the exit there. Shouldn't cost him too much. There's no car battling behind him, which is fortunate. James Dovey then, 4/10 behind Warren. Warren's had a good start as well, up in 4th place there, up 3 positions from his starting grid position in 7th. James is also up a position, I do believe, as well. He's trying to close in on the man in P4 right now. So again, not really much going on at the moment. A few gaps, but that's no worries right now. Jack Tyler closing in on Riker by quite a fair bit. He seems to be a bit more confident on these intermediates than Riker, braking a little later there as well. How about his throttle on the exit? He looks to be fair strong compared to that Mercedes driver at the moment. He's had a brilliant start. Dino's had a brilliant start. Maybe we could be looking at a move from either of these two very, very soon. Jack Tyler has saved his ERS quite fair as well, compared to everyone else, unlike last week where it was pretty much all guns blazing. He's just not good. He's just not good enough, close enough. To make the overtake. Who is perhaps close enough? Could be Dino. I don't think it's Dino. Someone's in the wall. It's Special. Well, I don't know if he's escaped that. It looks like he has, but Dino just stuck behind Poggle at the moment. What about Special? Did he get damage from that, or has he got away scot-free? Well, it looks like the latter. He's got away scot-free there. No wing damage at all. Kind of fortunate. Gerbier all over the place. Alpha all over the place. He don't defend. He blocks Black Phoenix there. That would be pretty annoying for Black Phoenix. And well, that's an interesting strategy. Onto the medium tyres already. There's still spray on the track. I don't really know that one. That's a bit of a questionable decision. Let's just see Warren out of the pits here. Let's see how he does. He's scraping to keep that car in a straight line, but let's see him through the first couple of corners. So I'm very curious to see how he does here. Yep, very slow, too early. Yeah, he's not really going to go far at the moment. He's going to go backwards for a fair little while. Anyway, Jack Tyler continues to put pressure on Riker now for 5th place since Warren has pitted, and he's tried to go for an ambitious strategy which may work, but I doubt it will, if I'm honest. Still closing in the AlphaTauri driver, but just not close enough to be making a move right now. As he goes through the corner, and that's a penalty for him. So once again, proving that possibly you got the pace, but you haven't got the consistency there, and you end up cutting a few corners just to make your lap a little bit quicker sometimes. So really, for Jack Tyler, that's not very good at all for him to get a penalty this early. There's yellow flags in Sector 3 again. That is at the end of the S section, of course. We're going to be seeing quite a few of them. Rika pits then. So, interesting one is that Rika is pitted. Let's go back to Warren then. Is he now closing? I think he now is. So, those medium tyres have suddenly become quite good for temperature. Are they better? It looks like it. Looks like they're fairly on the same pace. He struggled a little bit through there, but the mediums will not make it to the end, I don't believe. So, kind of a bit of a ballsy strategy from Warren. Rika on the hard tyres, they will definitely make it to the end. Nice and easy. And he's got out ahead of Warren. Oh, he's very close to Hugo there off the exit. And, well, he's very, very slow, I tell you that. Warren, a lot more confident. Obviously, those hard tyres still needing to warm up, but the crossover point is very, very soon, and I wonder if it's possibly this lap. Davies made a little bit of a recovery. He's closing in on Kieran. He seemed to have fallen away from the start, but I think he is now slightly starting to come back. It looks like those intermediates are starting to heat up to levels where they're becoming uncomfortable to drive, and Davies seems to be exploiting the most out of them. Kieran seems not to be. There's a car round. That would be a Ferrari. A Ferrari's round again. Alpha, that must be unfortunate for him. Spinning round 2 times there. And, well, interestingly, this battle is going to not really go on for much longer. This battle looks to be going side by side. You don't want to go side by side through here, especially not in these conditions where perhaps the tyres are just about still cold temperatures, but everyone now pitting, it looks like, onto hard tyres. Stiggy goes very aggressive on the medium tyres, which is an interesting one. Jack Tyler, I think, has been held up there. They're going medium, you know. Both Alpha Tauris think medium can make it to the end comfortably. I'm not against that. Interested to see if they will go to the end, more importantly. But, who knows. Dende on the hard tyres. He's 5 seconds clear of Stiggy in second. Marion lost a lot of time in third there. I don't really know the particular reason for that. And where's Warren come out, more importantly? He's come out in 6th. So not really a gain from him. Jack Tyler's gained a place. He's up to 5th place. So good show from him so far. But now we should be seeing DRS enabled. And Rika's all over the place on those hard tyres. I don't really know why. There's something's going on. Yellow flag at the back there. I don't know. But Davey seems to be struggling a fair bit on those hard tyres as well. So they are struggling for temperature. We've got a virtual safety car. Now, what on earth has happened there? Okay. Okay. Questionable. Someone's rear tyres are completely popped. Well, that's an interesting retirement right there. You don't really usually see cars too much affected through there, but, you know, a little bit suspicious there from Crown Place because we had a yellow flag before that turn 1. I'm hoping he's not done what potentially some people think he's done, or Alpha alternatively. I'm hoping that's not the case, but it's a little bit suspicious. We will have to wait and see though, because I didn't see what happened. Anyway, on the restart, Davey seems to be on the back foot again. Kieran looked to go around the outside here, onto the grass a little bit. He looks alright on these medium tyres, you know, and he's sliding around a little bit, and it's still very difficult conditions as the track is a little bit cooler at the moment. These tyres are still going to be a little bit wary. It's going to be a little bit worse, and it's probably going to be taking a few laps before we get lap times down again. Oh, Davies hits Kieran there, and this time Kieran doesn't enter the wall. Poggle gets by though, and also Dino gets by as well. Dino side by side into this corner. He breaks much later. Is he about to make the corner? It's very close, but I think he has. But he just didn't make the position right there. So Dino still in 11th. He made a good start in this race. He's done pretty well in this race. However, he's still stuck in 11th. He's not getting points at the moment. But we've got a bit of a train just ahead. Davey seems very uncomfortable on those hard tyres, I must say. It seems like Rikers have seemed to come to temperature now. But Davies is a little bit different. He's still struggling on those hard tyres. Kieran's struggling to get by, but I think now he may have done so. What about not Davy, Dino? This is going to be interesting. Davy and Dino having a nice little battle. He has DRS. I don't know if Kieran had the DRS then. No, he didn't. So he got the move done before the activation point, meaning that Davy got it. And he's quite fortunate, really. Dino would have been coming at him. Here come the fastest laps then. A 1:31.6. Expect that to go down in the next couple of laps. I expect that to hit the high 20s, maybe mid-20s in a couple of laps. But that will definitely go down. I wonder if any of these guys will be getting the fastest lap. Maybe we should see Kieran. No. Dino. No. He's going to go for a move anyway on Davy. Davy struggling on his hard tyres a lot. I cannot stress that enough. He's going to come fighting back at Dino though. Is he going to make it to Dino? No, he's not. Rotten luck again, but some good battles in F10. Who is Ferg? I'm assuming that's either Crown Blaze or Alpha. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah. Looking further forward then. Poggle looking close to Rika. We need a safety car, don't we? We need a nice little safety car to bunch up the grid again. We've got a lot of gaps in this grid at the moment, and it would be kind of exciting. Poggle hugging, I must say, back corner. But you know, every driver has a great strategy. I suppose hugging the corner has not particularly been the best one in history, and well, he's all over the place at the moment. Ah, okay, it's Trap Formula. Never mind. Yeah, I was a bit confused who Ferg was. That was not helpful at all. But anyway, Hugo looking very close. He's on the soft tyres compared to Black Phoenix on the hard tyres. That obviously, well, I'm pretty sure that means he'll be doing a two-stop. I'd be very surprised if he could take the softs to the end. But he's looking very close behind Black Phoenix and perhaps looking to make a move. He tried to kind of benefit himself. It didn't work too much, but it looks like he's going to close in. Looks like he's going to go to the inside. It looks like he's going to make the move nice and easy on the F11 champion, who seems to be doing not as great as a performance as what Dino, his teammate, is doing, who's just made it up the grid. Perhaps we could start calling Dino the F10 Cowspur, if anyone remembers Formula F3 last season. Cowspur was just dominant, and remember to China in F3, he started near the back of the grid, and somehow he made it all the way up to 11th in the lap. He started 17th, I believe. He made up six positions in one lap, and now he was at the front of the train of the alternate strap guys. He didn't win the race though, because of a late safety car. So that was one of the few races which he didn't win. Frankly, Poggle looking very close to Rika. Is he going to try send the move? He's got the momentum, but just doesn't have the space clear to make the move, and that's good choice from Poggle there. Doesn't want to make too many mistakes. Kieran in 9th place, looking fairly close, looking to get his race back on track. But at the moment, no real overtaking opportunities. Maybe here. Yeah, Rika already out of the ERS. Poggle will soon be out of the ERS, so they both need to be careful. Rika, not a great exit though, out of turn 2. Neither was it for Poggle too much, but goes defensive Rika to the outside then, and this is the two Mercedes battling as teammates to the outside, and oh, they've had a moment. Oh no, and Rika's off the track, and I think Rika just defended to the inside was right. I think, though, Poggle had him round the outside, but just squeezed him a bit too much onto that curb. Unsettled the car, and furthermore, Rika down to 12th, and I think he will lose another position now down to 13th. I don't know if he got wing damage on that. I don't think he did. Kind of fortunate there, but look who's now in the mood for an overtake. It's Dino. He's up to 9th. He's close to 8th. You know what? He's had a cracking race so far, and you know what? He's up to 8th. What a brilliant move there from Dino. Nice and easy down the inside, and you know what? He's going to go chasing after the Mercedes there in front. Or is Kieran going to come back at him then? Kieran looking fairly close. Is he going to send it down the inside, or is he going to just stick with the position just for now? He's going to stick, but Davy Davey looking fairly racy now behind, just behind Kieran. Is Kieran going to concede position to him now? So the Williams making progression. So, and Kieran's pitting. He got wing damage. Oh, it was Kieran who got wing damage. Obviously, because Kieran was slightly involved as well. I thought I saw an end plate come off. It must have been Kieran's. And oh my goodness, how quickly has Stiggy closed into Dende? It looks like he's closed so much. He was 5 seconds behind the Williams driver, and now he's only 5/10. Are we going to see a move very soon from the AlphaTauri? Who knows? Anyway, Marion is in this as well, so he's kept up with the pace, so seems to be interesting. One hard tyre seems to be good, the other hard tyre seems to be absolutely awful at the moment. Jack Tyler in 4th place, he's miles behind, and he'll be having to possibly do some defending work from, well, the person who's just got a penalty and has fallen out of the second as well. But Stiggy looking very close, and Dende looking a bit all over the place at the moment on his hard tyres, not enjoying them whatsoever. As Yigamal sets the fastest lap then. And now Stiggy probably with an opportunity, maybe not this corner. I'll be quite surprised if he does send it down at this corner. Just wait, there's another DRS section coming up. Get a good exit. Wasn't particularly the best exit, and I think he's lost a fair bit of time. Perhaps lost the opportunity for this lap as well. So for Stiggy, I think his last hope really to wait until next lap really, because otherwise it could become a problem. Almost losing the car, they're going a bit over the curb. But that's completely fine, no real issues with that one. No real battles going on. Maybe this one, Davey W, who, wow, he's the most inconsistent driver, I honestly swear to God. 1 minute he's right behind Dino, challenging him for position. Next minute he's now 2 seconds behind Dino and losing time to a soft driver who has to pit again. So Dino, he wins my award today, really, for the most inconsistent driver, I had to say. And you know, 1 minute he's setting a really good lap time, and next minute he's just dropped off by loads, and oh no, he's out of the race. Oh, what have I done? Commentators cursed him with that one, and, well, VSC. I'm surprised that wasn't a safety car, to be honest. That was quite a heavy impact there from Davey. I'm hoping he's alright in the car, obviously. He should be. But obviously people who do race on wheels sometimes, I'm not sure if he does race on wheels, sometimes the wheel could slap you in the face like that if you do drive rather horrendously. Let's be honest, if you do drive rather horrendously and drive with your chin on your wheel, but I'm sure nobody does that, especially if you've got a Fanatec, because you know that goes off, smacks you in the chin, that's your chin broke. Be a bit silly. And I tell you what, Mariah's got a brilliant restart, and he hasn't broke the rules, so he doesn't have a drive through. So Stiggy obviously had a poor one then. But Mariah looking to make some moves here. Looking to enter the frame of the championship this season, it looks like. Putting a big stake out here at the moment in 3rd place. But he's fallen fair back to Stiggy, but that's honestly not really surprising at all, since Stiggy is on the better tyre. And Dino now challenging Poggle. At the moment, he is most certainly my driver of the day. I'm sure there'll be a lot of candidates going for that, but he's drove a brilliant race so far. Up to 8th place, he's kept out of trouble. He could be looking at 7th very soon. If he could just get past Poggle here. I'm sure he'll wait for the DRS bit in the next bit. Is he? No, he's not. He's just going to sit behind Poggle, just going to give him a little kiss off the rear. Obviously don't take that too literal. He's kind of lost him a little bit of time now. I wonder if he's going to fall back a little bit. He's definitely not going to get the move done here, is he? So, a bit silly there. Kind of ruined a good opportunity there, did Dino. So, still waiting for any more sort of battles. Here's one, and well, I said here's one, and Stiggy's ending up losing a position. The wrong guy who I was on about. I was going to talk about the battle between him and Dende, but apparently not. Apparently Stiggy had other plans. Now looking further back, Dino looking close to Poggle. Has he finally got Poggle here in his sights. He's going to go to the inside. Surely going to be breaking later. Is he going to make the move to the inside? It's almost, very almost, a replica of what we saw a couple of laps ago, where we saw one of the Mercedes spinning. That would be Riker, who's made a fair decent recovery, only to lose that one position. Dino, though, it looks like he's really desperate behind that position, using overtake whenever possible. Now is he going to try and go for a move? Poggle still blocking the way, making sure Dino can't get by. And I tell you what, that Red Bull must be getting very, very angry at the moment, trying to get past this Mercedes, who he believes he's obviously quicker than, because he's literally making moves left, right and centre. But Poggle's not having it. Poggle's staying ahead just for now. And that's a bit of a corner cut there from Dino, and I think he's got himself a penalty there. But now he goes on Poggle again. Is he going to finally get the move done? Yes, he is. Nice and easy from the Red Bull. And, oh, well, not really nice from the Red Bull, because Poggle has retaken Dino. I was not expecting that. So, Dino now... why did it rain in Australia? Someone turn rain off. I mean, can't really do that, since obviously league racing is sometimes a bit harsh, and you know, rain exists in the world, doesn't it? It's not an abnormal event, so we cannot turn it off. And is Dino finally going to get the move done on Poggle? He sends it down the inside. He breaks rather lately this time, but he was desperate enough to get the move done. Is Poggle now going to come back at him? Poggle was... He's kind of followed the same sort of race as last time he had, really, where he was very... He was in a lot of battles, but losing quite a lot of them, but still winning quite a fair few of them. So, really, it seems to be the story of Poggle's life, really, this season so far. 2 races, 2 good long battles, and probably more to come with this race, only having 12 laps left. Dende has pretty much dominated ahead. He's not really had much pressure on him. He did have a little bit of pressure from Stiggy originally, but I don't think Stiggy is in this battle too much now, as he's fallen quite back, and he's gone a bit wide as well at the exit of that corner. Didn't really hook it up perfectly. Yeah, towards the end, there's not much action going on. I'm hoping we will see some sort of good little battles coming on, but I think Poggle right now is a bit far-fetched behind Dino to be closing in, and he's used a fair bit of his overtake as well. Well, both of them have. We need a safety car. If we want to see a really good ending to this race, we need a safety car. But right now there's still a few battles going on. Hugo coming into the pits for his second stop, and he should be able to make it to the end from those medium tyres. Should be a nice and easy ride to the finish for the McLaren. And virtual safety car again. Wonderful. Who's that now crashed out? That is Stiggy. I haven't got like these things at the bottom for some reason telling me who's retired, so I got a bit confused there. As Stiggy out of this race, I said he weren't on for the win, but he was most certainly easily on for a podium, and well, that may have just gifted Jack Tyler a podium there, I'm going to be honest, because he wasn't exactly near anybody around the podium places. So, you know, Stiggy giving his teammate a podium perhaps, but, you know, I'm pretty sure AlphaTauri would have preferred a 3-4 there, second row, which I believe, if I'm correct, would have led them to the top of the Constructors' Championship. And that is a bit controversial. 10 laps to go. Dende has a penalty. I don't know where he's got that, because they're under virtual safety car conditions. And Gerbier getting a drive through as well. So Gerbier, that's not particularly great, is it? I don't think anyone else has. Let's just check that. No, Gerbier doesn't show he has a drive through penalty, but I believe he does. He's in the pits anyway. Dino's in the pits for fresh mediums. Interesting. Is that belief that Dino doesn't think those mediums will end the race or something? Interesting. Warren took a good gamble of that, and he's took a very good gamble, but he's still behind a bit of traffic, which is Poggle ahead. He needs to get through quickly, because he will be ragingly quick compared to the other drivers on the mediums, including Poggle himself. Another yellow flag. That's just Gerber retiring. And there we go. Warren to the inside. Poggle shouldn't fight this too much, and I'm not surprised there. So Warren is going to be rushing to go around. I wonder if anyone's going to respond to the fact that Warren has pitted. Well, only Jack Tyler really has the option to respond to that, and he doesn't. But at the moment, Dende leads the race, but he has a penalty. Mariah does not. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. But Mariah does not have a penalty. So actually, at the moment, Mariah is leading this race. Mariah, that is Mariah. I'll get used to it eventually, to be honest. It's very difficult. I'm not Dutch, so I won't be able to pronounce it properly, probably. Because we don't use J's really in our names here. We see like Feynman's, Matthias's, which have J's in them, and you know, to us that's Matigas or Fidgeman. You know, we don't pronounce the J's as Y's, sort of thing. So yeah, very confusing, but I'm pretty sure it's Mariah anyway. But enough about that. He is still in contention to win this race. Jack Tyler at the moment just sticking around in third. No real battles again on the track. And both Red Bulls into the top 10 there, so convenient. Obviously probably not the start to the season both the champion and runner-up of F11 would have wanted, obviously choosing to be teammates, almost like a dream team sort of thing, but well, we'll just have to wait and see. Jack Tyler comes into the pits for soft tyres, so interesting. And oh, virtual safety car again. This time it's the other Racing Point, a special. I mean, at this point I don't really understand why you DNF. I mean, just make it safely to the line, you got points. And well, people don't really listen to the advice, but that's helped Jack Tyler out a lot, since he's not really had the troubles of Warren. I'm pretty sure Warren will be quite unhappy with that, but you know, he's in 5th place right now. I don't think he'll be too fussed about a top 5 finish at all, but at the moment, you know, it's kind of a shame we won't see the battles. Poggle pits for Sauce. This is going to be an interesting ending. We've seen this battle before, Dino and Poggle, and if I am correct, Poggle is going to come out only a couple of seconds behind him on the faster tyres, so Dino could be under a bit of pressure here now. And Jack Tyler should be able to close in enough for James Dovey, who looks to be settled for 3rd place. Mariah is settled for 2nd on track, but I mean, who knows? Let's look at the penalties once again. Yeah, it seems pretty set for the top 3 to be Mariah, Dende and Dovey, in whatever order it may be, because Mariah could get a penalty or spin, obviously, or just go outside the 3-second margin, which Dende is obviously pressing to get away from, obviously. And Mariah right now doing pretty well. And Tom Rosa, which I'm assuming is special. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just lost it on the auto spin curb. That is quite harsh. They're going quite wide. It's very difficult off the exit of that corner. I'm obviously a victim of it as well. But really now, if you want to score points, just make it to the end. You don't need to risk everything. You've only got 2 drivers not scoring at the moment, and that is Yigamal and Hugo Walsh, and they're miles behind the competition. So really, we shouldn't be seeing any more retirements whatsoever. But at the moment, we're not seeing any battles whatsoever either, which is a shame, to be honest. I doubt Jack Tyler will be able to close in enough. Let's just hold on board with him with these soft tyres at the moment. He's setting purples, unsurprisingly. He is ramming it for every corner. Just keep on board with him for now. I want to see if he can just close in enough. And it'll be a good comparison to see at the end of this lap how he does compared to James Dovey. He's already closing quite considerably at the moment. James Dovey has crossed the line now. Let's take a look at that. Where are they? There we are. So James Dovey on the previous lap a 24.7, Jack Tyler a 21.9. So really, Jack Tyler is closing in by quite some margin, and really we're starting to see the pace come right down to the wire. I still doubt he'll make that 8-second gap, but towards the end of the race we could be seeing it. This is fairly intriguing to watch, I must say, because Jack Tyler's tyres will go around to lap 5 before they start going out, but at the rate of knots that Jack Tyler is closing, it does suggest by that point he will be on the back of James Dovey. So we'll just have to wait and see, because the tyres obviously they obviously will be worn out much quicker on the soft tyres, but right now on this lap alone he's basically gained around almost 2 seconds, and really it's set to free as well now. That will cause it to be more effective, but he's closing that gap ever so much on the hard tyre driver in third. And remember, this technically is full position because they both only have 3 seconds of penalties. If James Dovey gets another 3 seconds, then I think Jack Tyler's got that podium then, and otherwise I think James Dovey may just scrape it out, because at the end of the day those soft tyres aren't going to last forever, are they? But he is closing considerably. Anyone else? Dino, not close enough to Black Phoenix. I wonder if he will just close in a little bit more on his teammate, but obviously as teammates I'm pretty sure they would just want to bring the points home. They are now 7th and 8th. They were previously 9th and 10th, so they've really made an impact in this race. And Dino, who I thought was actually doing a way better job than Black Phoenix, seems not to be the case at the moment. But that is obviously because Dino has made 2 stops, and the virtual safety car kind of helped him a little bit. But well, interesting there. And oh no, Marion gets a penalty. This is not good news. He was set on to win this race in 5 laps time because of the penalties, and well, because of that, now that penalty he's just received is now swung right back in the direction of Dende to win this race. However, we still don't know who's going to win this race. We still don't know who's going to even feature on the podium here at the moment. Jack Tyler now 5.5 seconds of James Dovey. He was 10 seconds only 2 laps ago. He's gained 5 seconds in 2 laps. However, we do have to remember that these soft tyres don't last forever, of course. Rip Big Abd. Come on, Daniel. Anyway, so Jack Tyler closing in by a significant number now, 4.4 seconds. He's closing in so much. At this point for James Dovey, it's no mistakes and drive fast. And well, Warren goes on to the soft tyres. He believes that he'll make it ahead of Rika. Otherwise, that is a bit of a fail. However, we have seen how quick the soft tyres are compared to the hards. But he's lost 2 positions. He's lost 3 positions. He's just going for fast slap, isn't he, Warren? He's lost 3 positions. He's probably miscalculated that a little bit. But he wouldn't fuss too much if he gets that fast slap from Jack Tyler. Gives a little bit of a statement. Not too much, really. Speaking of the man, Jack Tyler in 4th place right now. Let's just take a look at the last couple of laps for James Dovey. 25.0 on the last lap. A 23.3. So the time's definitely going down for Jack Tyler. But he can see that McLaren very visibly here. So he is closing by a rate of knots, but those soft tyres are just going to get worse and worse and worse. Those hard tyres are just going to probably sustain the same amount of pace. Talking about how close, we've got another battle going on between Rika and Black Phoenix. I didn't even realise this was even a contended battle, but here we go. Battle for 5th place then at the end, because Warren did pit, but Warren is coming at a rate of knots now on the soft tyres, just showing how good they are. He's now within the DRS of Dino. Dino probably needs to be a little bit assisted. He's not going to get it, so it looks like Warren is going to be likely to potentially be set to get past Dino, and whoever loses out this battle as well. Not sure about all of them, but Warren may have made the right strategy here. Is he going to go for the faster lap as well? He's got a bit of, I wouldn't say traffic, but a bit of few cars in their way, which could not help him at all. But look at Black Phoenix going around the outside, and that is the stuff of champions right there. That's a brilliant move. Has he got it done fully though? No, he hasn't. And Rico says, nope, that's my position. You'll have to wait a little bit longer for your turn. But at the moment, this is not helping any of them. Warren just behind, and Warren's got a 3-second penalty. Well, how many penalties is that now? That is 3 seconds. That is his first penalty of the day. So he's set to make up a few positions, with Dino getting multiple. I believe Black Phoenix has multiple as well. No, he doesn't. He only has one, but Dino, well, he has let him pass this time. I don't think Dino will fight it too much. Interestingly, though, this battle for 5th place will go on. This battle for 3rd place will still go on. 3 laps to go. Jack Tyler now so close to James Dovey. He's anxious to get by. He's literally revving to go. You can see through that first few corners, he was struggling to keep it on the track. He's been pushing for so long on those tyres, but is he going to come past James Dovey? He should have the pace to, but James Dovey knows this is a podium. This is a way to start yourself from day. Oh my goodness, Dende is close. Dende is losing a lot of time now to Marion. So that'll be one interesting battle to watch. Rika and Warren going side by side through the corners. Should be an obvious one, but Rika is not giving up the position here. Marion, though, has closed in considerably much on Dende, and he's now in the battle for it. Jack Tyler has suddenly emerged as in a battle right now. This is a brilliant end to the race here. And someone said about Marion. Marion has done something, but he's closed in intensely from Dende here. But we just don't know who's going to win at the moment. And oh no, that's not the same Haas. Thank God. I thought that was Marion for the moment who's bottled it. Hopefully that wasn't the case, but it wasn't. Jack Tyler now, is he going to take the move? It looks like almost but certain. Yep, he's going to get the move, and he's going to most likely get a podium now on the much preferred soft tyres at the end. Look how close this battle is. The battle for the lead then between the two leaders. 4 attempts and 2 laps to go. This is insanely close. I don't know if Dende made a big mistake or something, but him and Marion are just... Well, Marion's closed in a ton in this last 2 laps. I didn't even notice it. He was 2 seconds behind, I think, for most of this stint, but now he's closed in to less than a second. Now he's looking about potentially making a move. They're both almost out of ERS, so not much they can really do. And oh no, Marion, he's got a penalty. He's got a penalty, and it looks now like Dende is going to get the first race win of the season unless he gets a penalty and then obviously overtaken by Marion, or they could both collide and Jack Tyler wins this race. But that is probably the most unpreferred option of them all, I'm not going to lie. And as yellow flags in sector 3, that would be Kieran. Don't tell me he's retired. I don't even think I think he was still in the points, I think. So unfortunately he's lost himself out on points there, unless he did fall out the points. I'm not 100% sure. Here comes Marion though. He knows that unless obviously Dende, like I said, gets another penalty, he won't be winning this race. But this has been a really good race for Marion and Dende. They're both fleeted clear of these two. And you know what? James Tovey coming back as well. I didn't even realise this, but Jack Tyler now getting squeezed out by the McLaren. This is a good end to the race, isn't it now? Penalties-wise, they're both on the same. And, well, they're still fighting for position. James Tovey in 3rd. Jack Tyler in 4th. Very close between these two, but they're going to be battling it out a little longer. Have these two made up their minds who's going to be taking the checkered flag? Not just yet. Here comes Marion. He breaks much later. He hits the back of Dende. Has he hit him too much to unsettle him? No, he hasn't. It looks like Dende is going to win this race. Jack Tyler looking very close to them, and they're going side by side. I can't watch that right now because the two leaders are going through the final corner. Jack Tyler looks to have got 3rd, but at the moment it is the winner of the race. Dende wins the Australian Grand Prix in the first round of this PSGL F10 season. Marion in 2nd place. Jack Tyler then did get past James Dovey then, and pretty convincingly it looks like, to be 3rd place. He weaves, he knows he's done a good job there. choosing the strategy he chose. In 4th place, James Dovey. That's a good result on those old 22 lap old hard tyres. A good result from him. Warren then coming through the final corners, and there's nothing really going on now, is there? So Rika in 8th, Poggle in 9th. They're still battling, in fact. So to see the final bits of this one, we could see the top 3 join at any point if any of them do choose to join. It is obviously driver choice. I'm not going to force them into joining, of course, but it looks like Rika's regained 8th place. He stayed in 8th place. Poggle finishes 9th. Rika finishes 6th in the end, but the race winner today then is TDG Dende. He started this race in 1st place. He ends the race in 1st place, and he delivers a good amount of points for the Williams team. Looking though at the top 10, only Mercedes and Red Bull were the only ones to have 2 finishes within the top 10, but none of them, I believe, are leading the constructors. So a bit of a lose-win situation, I suppose, for those two. They know their drivers are both roughly at the same pace, but today, anyway, they were not at the top pace. So I think, if I am correct, Williams now are on top of the constructors. So well done to them. And yeah, a very good race, as Human Fish has said. A very good race from everyone here tonight. A very entertaining race at the end there, particularly Jack Tyler and James Dovey right at the end there. There was another one as well with the Renault of Warren, who got past it, got rid of them, and in the end smoothly made it to the end. Dende then wins the first race of the PSGL season here in F10. Marion in 2nd, Jack Tyler filling out the podium in 3rd place. A brilliant result from him, 14th to 3rd. James Dovey in 4th place, Warren Haag in 5th, Riker in 6th, Black Phoenix finishes 7th, Dino finishes 8th, Poggle in 9th place, and Yaigamau in 10th place. And outside the top 10, pretty much everyone's retired but Hugo Walsh. We do have one driver in here. We have the race winner of the first race here in Formula 10, and we have Jack Tyler here as well for merit, but I don't think we have Marion in here. So, I mean, firstly, what a race from both of you today. Firstly, starting with, of course, the race winner, Dende, led from start to finish pretty much. I mean, towards the end, it was a little bit close between you and Marion.
P14, yeah.
Yeah, and a brilliant drive, obviously, from him. But we do have 2nd place as well here today. Marion, again, have I said that correctly? Because I keep asking the same
Marion.
thing.
I think you said it correct.
Marion, yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah.
2nd place, and obviously, as Dende said, very, very close to the win for you today. And obviously, Marion, towards the end, it looked like his heart had completely gone. When you saw that 2nd penalty, really, when you got that 2nd penalty, was it all over for you, or did you still believe that you could probably force?
I like, maybe I could have passed him, but realistically it was never going to work. But I thought I had another warning left, so I was just cutting corners.
Yeah.
But I made a mistake. Yeah.
That is very unfortunate, of course. And Well, you drove a very good race today, and obviously you've had a brilliant start to the season, haven't you? In fact, because I think in Brazil you got pole position as well, so looking
Yeah.
to be one of the top contenders. You are a reserve right now, but you are probably likely to see a few more races this season. In fact, probably get a full-time
Yeah.
seat. Is this a
I hope so.
declaration to join? Is this a declaration to join the title fight, or am I being way too early to suggest that?
I think I have the pace. But in the wets, my tires, my right and rear left, were just overheating so much. That's like there was a 7 second gap at the end of the wet stint with me and Denda. Like I just had no pace, and I got caught up by what's the other guy's name, Stiggy. I just had no pace in the wets. Like the first 2 laps were good, but then it just fell off.
Mm. Well, we all hate the wet weather. Let's be honest. No one likes the wet weather, and I think it was James Dovey who said he didn't like the wet weather at the start. He was very disappointed about wet weather in the rain. Anyway, so congratulations on second place then for you. On to third place then,
Thank you.
Jack Tyler, P14 to P3. That's a brilliant result from you.
Yeah, I mean, I said this to Stiggy in qualifying. I said I've got to do another one of my recovery tries that I done when I won the title when I won the title in season 25. But it was just one of those where I had just focused myself. Obviously, wet weather. I'm good in wet weather, so I just thought if I can make up some positions in turn one, I think I went to ninth, and just relaxed and calm myself throughout the race and picked off people making mistakes in various other sections of the track really, and just gained up into the podium points.
Yeah, and that's a big podium for you as well today from all of you. But really, the question for you, Jack, what happened in qualifying? You did a medium lap and you did a second lap, and then you kind of bottled it in the wall, didn't you? So
Yeah, I was up as well. I was up by like 4 tenths, and I think I got onto the curb. Obviously, it's an auto-spin curb. Got onto the grass, and it just wouldn't let me brake, and so I just kind of let it crash. Hoping I'd get lucky, and I didn't. So hit the wall, lost my tyre, but I got the luck anyway because obviously people were slower than me on. But
well, yeah, obviously, luck can be a completely different thing for drivers, and obviously today it could have been anyone on that podium. We could have been interviewing James, obviously, and talking about that battle at the end there. The pace you had to catch up to James. I think you were like 11 seconds when you came in for your soft pit stop when you came out.
15.
It was
Yeah,
15.
I had 15 seconds, and obviously I knew softs and hards had completely different pace, like 2 seconds a lap, but they got worn, and then I clipped the grass at the end, and which let him pass, and I just relaxed myself and just got him on the other DOS straight, and then went through and got the podium.
Yeah, very close between you two there. A lot of very close battles in the end. It looked like a pretty dead race with 10 laps to go, and then it all just came alive. We obviously saw the Renault of Warren do a good job, and obviously the two leaders as well, coming into combat for a couple of laps. But with that, is there anything you guys like to say before we end the stream?
I never want to see Australia on the calendar again.
I can agree.
Yeah, GG. Good job. Yeah, you too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I wanted to get fast, so I wanted to get fast.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping your tyres would go and you had to pit, but obviously you didn't. So, I mean, yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler, why did you go into the mediums?
Oh, I didn't. To be fair, I thought mediums and soft to be quicker rather than hards. So, and I prefer mediums anyway rather than hards.
Okay. No,
I picked the softs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so. Mhm. All right. Yeah, and you'll be hearing my voice quite often for the season. It was very enjoyable, but yeah. With that, we will end the stream here, and we'll say good night. We hope you enjoyed the first round of the season here in F10, and hopefully it was a pretty enjoyable one for you guys in the end. But congratulations to all the guys on the podium, of course. And obviously, I've been your commentator tonight, and I will see you next week where we will be going to. I've completely forgot the calendar. It's completely forgettable for me. It's Silverstone, is it? Wow. I wasn't expecting that at the start. So we will join you back for similar to Australia, speak the same language, but for the British Grand Prix then, and hopefully a much more enjoyable track where you will see a lot more overtaking opportunities. Good night.